Today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want. Wise words from author Ken Poirot. In this, our 60th year of independence, we have much to be thankful for, much to celebrate, and indeed, there's far more to achieve. Let's join hands so that together we can reignite our nation for greatness.
It is a difficult time. Many challenges around the world. But Jamaica has stood up, and we have fared well.
Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Audrey Williams. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We view everyone as our partners in ensuring that our country is a clean and healthy place, not just for us, but for future generations. We are all in this together, and Jamaica's beauty is our collective duty.
Practice the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's help to keep Jamaica clean.
On Get the Facts this week, the Jamaica Diaspora Conference is the focus of our conversation. The coming together of Jamaicans living at home and abroad kicks off on June 14. Let's find out what can be expected.
Welcome to Get the Facts. This is the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. The 9th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference will get underway on June 14, and it promises to be a dynamic event. It's connecting members and friends of the diaspora from several regions across the world. To give us an insight of what to expect is Undersecretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Franz Hall. Welcome to the program, Mr. Hall.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, let's jump right into getting the facts.
Yes.
We didn't have the conference last year.
No.
And what's been the reception like this year?
Well, thankful for this opportunity. The conference should have been held last year, and of course, because of COVID, we were unable to.
Right.
We had a symposium, which a 2.5-day symposium, to continue the connection and the discussion. Mm-hmm. So this year, of course, there has been a wonderful response to conference. Yeah. It's Jamaica 60. It's a Jamaica 60 Diaspora Conference.
Right.
So we have a lot of our Jamaican brothers and sisters overseas and here in Jamaica willing to join that conversation.
I see. You know, that response that you just mentioned sounds as if a lot of people have registered already.
Yes. In fact, it's a hybrid conference, so we have limited in-person participation of 100. That was exhausted very quickly.
Right.
We also have targeted the participation of over 5,000 Jamaicans, and that is going well. Last count we had just over 1,000 people registered, but we know Jamaicans, they tend to be last minute, so we expect a bump in the registrations coming up.
Right, we have 1 day remaining, and
exactly.
The registration, is it still open?
Registration is open, registration is easy, registration is free.
And you'll get your participation details when you register.
Correct. The only way to access the full conference offerings is to register. That way you have access to the conference platform upon which all the offerings will be presented.
Let's talk about some of those offerings. You mentioned that the conference will be virtual, but there's this face-to-face component of it. That's full at this point. But let's talk about some of the activities. I know there are plenary sessions, Riverside chat, but let's start with the plenary sessions. What happens there?
We have 5 plenary sessions, and they will look at the broad topics that are of interest to the diaspora.
Right.
And of course the government of Jamaica. We're looking at education, transformation in education. We're looking at the healthcare system. We're looking at digital transformation. We are also looking at business and investment opportunities, including the cultural industries. Mm-hmm. So we have 5 very far-reaching topics for discussion.
Okay.
Then we break out into what we call a Riverside Chats, which is an innovation that we've added to the program. Being virtual, we need to ensure that there is sufficient interest.
Right.
So the Riverside Chat is intended to be sort of private, intimate discussion with experts in a particular field to give the audience a deeper understanding on particular issues.
It's a smaller, more
Yes,
direct conversation.
it's almost like this.
Okay.
That type of dynamic, that type of exchange where we have experts we're going to be looking at cryptocurrency. Central Bank of Jamaica the Bank of Jamaica,
Right, recently put out.
has recently put out their central bank digital currency.
Right.
So we'll examine that. We'll have a discussion on digital transformation with our guest, Jackie Wright, who is a Jamaican by descent,
Right.
but she's a chief digital officer and vice president of Microsoft US. So we have those types of activities and talks to really delve into the meat of some of the matters that we wish to discuss.
Conversations with experts. And as you mentioned, this is something that the in-person and the virtual persons will have full access to.
Correct.
Now, I'm looking at my list and I don't know what Ignite is.
So, it ties in with the theme, reigniting a nation for greatness.
Yes.
So we have what we're characterizing as Ignite Talks that will serve to inspire. Those will be success stories of the diaspora engagement. And I think we have one of the persons that we have targeted is going to speak about Farm Up Jamaica, which is a program that has come out of the Diaspora Conference and has been successful in igniting agricultural activity in the country. So that is a success story that we would like to exhibit.
All right. So we're showing people what's happening,
Yes.
what has happened, the success stories. Hey, you can be a part of this too.
Correct.
I like it. I like it. You mentioned the what was the word you used? It was about reigniting. Let me use reigniting.
Okay.
Reigniting government services, making them better. That overhaul. I don't quite remember the term you used, but fast-tracking government services. That's always something that the diaspora is interested in hearing about. Talk to us about that.
So the conference has over the years had a feature of what is called Government at Your Service. And it really offers conference participants the ability to access the services that they need, birth certificate, if there are issues with the Administrator General's Department, if there's land agency issues. Those agencies come together and provide assistance on a fast-tracked basis to conference participants. So this year we have 11 ministries, departments, and agencies participating in that segment.
It's interesting because it's not in person for the majority of the people, but these services are available even in the virtual sphere.
So, because it's a hybrid,
Yes.
the Government at Your Service will only be virtual.
All right.
So even for the in-person participants, if they wish to access, they use a conference platform, they connect with the entity, which will have a presence on the platform,
Right.
and have their business dealt with.
All right, so it's wildly important that people register, get familiar with the platform, because this is where everything is happening. All right, now I know we've spoken about this a bit, but let's just go in a bit more. Web, it's not the same as being in person, sitting in your chair. It's not the same. What steps has the ministry taken to make that?
Well, it's very hard to compete with, replicating being in Jamaica online.
Right.
So, that is one X against us. We cannot do that. But what we have committed to do is to ensure that the conference offerings are dynamic, engaging, and there's sufficient interest generated by the varying modes of delivery and the various offerings that we have. So, for example, we have in our marketplace, we will have booths, virtual booths set up, which will be branded in the colors and pictures of the sponsor.
Right.
They will also have attendants that will be willing to chat or otherwise engage with participants. So, we're trying to ensure that the experience is one that is engaging and memorable and that people can derive benefit from.
I see. And all of that effort to make it engaging needs you to be there. We're discussing the 2022 Jamaica Diaspora Conference, which begins on June 14, and it is being held under the Jamaica 60 theme, Reigniting a Nation for Greatness. The conversation with Mr. Franz Hall continues on the other side of this break. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up. Just in. The island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence. A holy way of celebrating it. They say the people them come here, you know. But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper, burn up, them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal pants of it, you know. Medal. Amount of tongue we give them, you know. These celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report. I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre. Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration. Yeah. I download the app to get the updates then.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We are continuing our conversation with Undersecretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Franz Hall. All right, Sir Hall, let's get right back to where we left off. You were telling me about the virtual marketplace.
Yes.
I want to hear some more about that.
So we have our legacy partners, our sponsors, and other business persons, entrepreneurs that have taken advantage of the virtual marketplace. So they will have the ability to have a booth that registered participants in conference can visit. Right. They can transact business via the virtual platform. They can make appointments to go and do business in person for those who are here in person in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. And it really presents that opportunity for our businesses and entrepreneurs to have that access to the diaspora market.
Okay. All right, so you got to see it, can't miss it. Now, I know that the Diaspora Conference always has a cultural and entertainment aspect. Is that happening this year?
It certainly is. And we're maximizing the platform. So we will have a mix of in-person entertainers and as well recorded entertainment pieces and entertainers joining us from overseas via the platform. Right. So we are really trying to have a varied, dynamic program that captures the Jamaican art expression in all its forms. Right. So we will have, of course, I don't want to reveal too much, because we're in negotiations with, final negotiations with some major talent. Okay. But we really want to capture the full experience of what it is to be Jamaican and also what it is to celebrate 60 years of independence.
All right.
So, of course, we're working closely with the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport and the JCDC on that package.
Looking forward to it. You mentioned also diaspora being from all over the world. Yes. That's the diaspora. Right. And we have certain areas that we rely on the diaspora being, the America, the England. Are there any new markets, any new areas this year?
Well, over the period of the Diaspora Conference mechanism, we have certainly reached out to our Jamaican communities across the world. This year, for example, we have what we call a hub check-in with our embassy in Tokyo. And our embassy in Tokyo will have Jamaicans gathered there to participate in the conference from Tokyo. Okay. That is being replicated in a few other locations, London, New York, Miami, but those are the traditional areas. We have a very large Jamaican community in the Middle East, and they too are going to be checking in, not via hub, but certainly on the conference platform to participate with us. So we really have Jamaicans all over the world.
Right. And we're bringing them home.
Bringing them together.
To reignite a nation for greatness. I have to ask about some of the targets. I love the theme. We're reigniting the nation. We even have one segment called Ignite.
Exactly.
So what are some of the targets, the definite things that we want to come out of this conference?
So the sub-theme that we're looking at is a digital transformation of Jamaica. So
that's the term I forgot.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah. It came up.
Digital transformation, okay.
So all the topics that we're looking at are going to address in some way, how do we use technology? How do we disrupt what we normally do in a way that is going to drive the relationship with the diaspora forward and is also going to incorporate more fully diaspora expertise, knowledge, skills in our efforts to develop our country. So in terms of specific targets, we want to have some clear ideas from the diaspora as to how we move forward with digitally transforming our education system,
Yes.
our healthcare system,
Right.
using digital opportunities for deepening business and investment. So those are the types of discussions that we wish to have.
And I'm sure agriculture is high on that list
Very
as
much
well.
so. Very
I
much so.
mentioned that earlier. All right. And we're pulling people in. We want them to have these conversations. We want them to feel at home doing business in Jamaica,
Yes.
and to also participate in the marketplace. Have I gotten that
You
right?
have captured it well.
All right.
That's correct.
Sir Hall, there are many people who have not yet registered. There are people who have registered.
Yes.
And there are people who we intend for them to be at the conference. Here's a moment for you to speak directly to them. All right, just tell them what they need to know for this year's conference.
Well, two things. Registration is easy and registration is free. It's easy to register. Visit our website, the minister's website, at mfaft.gov.jm. There's a tab that says Diaspora Conference. Click on that. It leads you to exactly where you need to be. Complete the form. You will then have access to the full conference offerings for the 3 days. It's really a good opportunity for you to hear and connect with experts in the various fields, and also to build networks among Jamaicans across the world, which may benefit you in your own particular circumstance in terms of business opportunities, or just establishing a network that you can pursue for various reasons. So we do encourage you to join us for the Jamaica 60 Diaspora Conference. It is the hybrid edition. We are using technology to the fullest, and we certainly do look forward to meeting our target of having over 5,000 Jamaicans participate during the conference period.
Indeed. Plenary Sessions, Riverside Chats with experts, the Ignite Conversation, a virtual marketplace, fast-tracked government services, the Diaspora Hub, and of course, the hallmark of Jamaica, culture and entertainment. That's the Diaspora Conference in 2022. There is still time, as Sir Hall mentioned, to register for the Diaspora Conference. Just log on to mfaft.gov.jm/JA60 Diaspora Conf. This has been Get the Facts. So our guest has been Undersecretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Franz Hall. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take good care.
If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
We are living in a time of great change. It's a revolutionary time when the modern banking system is changing again. We are living in a time when we are witnessing the change from the combustion engine to the electric engine. We are living in a time when we are witnessing the cyber-physical, the emergence of the cyber world, the virtual world being paired with machines to deliver service. We are living in that time. Generations before had no clue. Now is the time for us to embrace technology, embrace science, and don't view it with suspicion and superstition. Let us not lose out again as we have lost at the several points of the transition of society. You know, we weren't able to control our destiny during the Industrial Revolution. We weren't able to control our destiny when we had the Information Revolution. Now we are firmly in control of our destiny in the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and we must make the most of it. And creating the digital society is so important in building the new Jamaica.
And with that said, let us move forward in this generation triumphantly, embracing the spirit of our Diamond Jubilee, working always to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Jamaica 60 Diaspora Conference will be held June 14 to 16 under the theme Reigniting a Nation for Greatness. Join us online and access our plenary discussions, virtual marketplace, fast-track government services online, diaspora hubs, and our exciting entertainment package with featured speaker Microsoft Chief Digital Officer Jackie Wright. Be a part of this Jamaica 60 global event. Register now at no cost at mfaft.gov.jm/JA60 Diaspora CONF.
Greetings, my fellow Jamaicans. The government of Jamaica is almost doubling the allocation to the care element of the Serve Jamaica program with the additional allocation of $5 billion as announced in the first supplementary estimates. There will be several grants. There will be an automatic grant of $10,000 for all path heads of household. This is estimated to reach 130,000 Jamaicans at a cost of $1.3 billion. The CARE NIS grant. This will provide an automatic grant of $10,000 for NIS pensioners who are in receipt of an NIS pension of less than or equal to $10,000 per month. This is estimated to reach approximately 57,000 Jamaicans at a total cost of approximately $570 million. We'll introduce the CARE Social Pension Grant. This will provide an automatic grant of $10,000 for all Jamaicans 75 years and older who have qualified for a social pension. This is estimated to reach approximately 5,000 Jamaicans at a total cost of approximately $50 million. The Ministry of Finance has made allocations for disbursements for the CARE Social Pension Grant to be paid in November and the CARE Path Grant and CARE NIS grants to be paid in December. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security will disburse these grants. We'll introduce another CARE Set Cash grant. This will provide an automatic grant of $18,000 for all persons who qualified for the June 2021 Set Cash grant and who have still not re-entered the workforce as evidenced by Tax Administration Jamaica records as at September 30th, 2021. Based on the last Set Cash payout, we are making allowances for 30,000 such persons at a total cost of approximately $540 million. We'll be introducing the CARE Workers Grant. The government of Jamaica understands that working people on lower incomes are also impacted by this environment. For this reason, we'll be introducing for a first time the CARE Workers Grant of $10,000. All working people in the PAYE system who have a gross weekly salary of $15,000 per week or less, or an annual salary of $780,000 per year or less, and all self-employed persons with statutory income equivalent to $780,000 per year or less, as at the last annual filing, will be eligible. This information will have to be verified by Tax Administration Jamaica as a confirmation of eligibility. There will need to be an application for this grant as we do not have addresses or bank account information for this group of persons. Applications will therefore open at wecare.gov.jm at the beginning of December. Detailed instructions will be available on the website. In aggregate, the government of Jamaica expects up to 352,000 Jamaicans to benefit at a total cost of approximately $3.8 billion. Many vulnerable persons are not in any of the formal databases of PATH, of the National Insurance Scheme, of Tax Administration Jamaica, or the new social pension. They are in the informal economy. The government of Jamaica intends that they too will be included. As such, the central government will partner with other institutions to deliver $1 billion in care food packages over the 4-month period, December 2021 to March 2022. We expect over 200,000 care food packages to be delivered over this time period. My fellow Jamaicans, the COVID-19 pandemic has delivered an unprecedented shock all across the world. The government of Jamaica is taking tangible steps to provide additional support to vulnerable Jamaicans at this time as we all work to recover stronger.
Jamaicans are a people full of passion and very hardworking. From August 6, 1962, we've come a very long way. What you say?
Sports, the women leading. We are definitely going to be the women's sport country in terms of sports. Jamaica going to be the leading in that in terms of running.
The improvements that has been taking place in the country, I appreciate what the government has been doing for us over the past 60 years.
I'm proud of our people and our culture.
I will fight more to get education.
I know that things have changed. For example, you don't see a young man flying a kite, playing a marble, hopscotch and all of that. No, but when your younger generation is on a computer, on their phone, you know, they are not enjoying the life like how I enjoyed it back then.
I wish that Jamaicans would stop killing each other. I wish to God that Jamaicans would stop killing each other. That's my greatest desire.
I want Jamaica to be fully independent, meaning we have nothing to rely on in terms of the Queen.
What I would like to see right now is for the crime rate to go. We're losing too many of our young people.
For the next set of generation, is to curb the crime and violence. Education is the key to success and uplift yourself.
More, things education-wise for them, for the younger generation to come.
That's all the time we have left today on this show. Join us tomorrow on this station for another exciting installment of Jamaica Magazine. To rewatch today's offering or other content like this, visit our YouTube channel or website, jis.gov.jm. We would love to hear from you. Our social media pages are available. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. From all of us here at the JIS, have yourself a wonderful Sunday. I'm Audrey Williams. See you next time.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.